Good afternoon once again, and a beautiful afternoon in Alberton. We are here in round 10 in a Casalaga Paris Grand Challenge, brought to you by Casalaga proudly as well. I must say the Lions have actually come leaps and bounds. Club rugby has become very lovely again. But today it's Alberton hosting, Roodepoort is Irlande hosting, Roodepoort is going to be very interesting, it's going to be very physical. Please don't leave your seat. You might miss a beep, you might miss a lot of things because these guys are going to certainly take each other on today. Where Porter lying nicely in fifth, with Alberton is actually proudly lying in seventh. I'm sure his position they want to uplift as well and going forward. It's going to be very interesting if I can quickly run through the team sheets. When obviously the starting lineup in the front row is Martinez, Weiss, Bertus, Janssen van Vieren, and Barenstein on a tight head. And the locks is Breven Helps, partnering there with Anton Gerber on a tight head lock. The loose forward is Joa van der Westhuizen on the open side. Waldorf Brain is going to be handling number 8, and Tienes Miller is going to be in the blind side flank on number 7. And it comes to the backline players, obviously the connecting part, Kevin Gibbs is going to be handling there with Brendan Matchbank and that fly off. And the centers is going to be Quentin Engelbrecht and Dylan Mostert. And the outside is going to be Conrad de Pappen Master Tiano at fullback. Is going to be helped there by Jason Freeman on the right hand side, Alan Rijo Swart on the left hand side. We'll come back with the reserves later with both teams. And the starting lineup there from Alberton Rugby Club is Brendan Schaefer retaining his starter Lisejo Mailangwe and Hooker and Lindo Gutle. Zadla the front rowers in the middle, the engine room, JJ Creer and Giovanni Bota gonna be the engine room, the anchoring tightly. And the loose forwards are Christian Leroux open side. At number 8 is going to be controlled by Sean Potgieter, and the blind side is going to be Jared Stein, who's going to have their hands full today. The better they have the ball in hand, the better. Coming to the out part backline players, and obviously the connecting part at number 9, the man who's getting a chance, and Konstanati Ngube getting a starting berth and getting enjoyed that moment is going to be pairing up with Fascalve, get fly off. And then centers at Daddy Westenberg is going to retain the Benny Bota, the center pairing the captain as well today. And Justin Liebenberg is going to be on the right-hand side, and Brian Olsen on the left-hand side on the wings, and a man at the back controlling proceedings is going to be Jason Porter. As the Porter just take a nice cruise coming onto the field, it's going to be a handful. It's going to be very physical, while the Albertinians are also running on the led by a Benny Bota. Jogging on it's going to run through the reserves as well. Just don't forget the man in the middle, obviously. Bestman Lions referees here is going to be Richard Schultz in the middle, assisted by Austin Richardson and Eric Schultz. So it's going to be brother situation. I'm sure not a lot of things will be missed when it comes to the officiating. The man who doesn't take a lot is very fit, is very sharp, and obviously just while the guys are taking a fallen moment in running their running their final prayers as well, just the reserves. At the cover for Hookers, Peter van Janssen, and the front rowers is going to be Andres Anfersen Lucid. Dan Miller is going to be number 18, carving tighthead, and the locks is Jandre van der Heefer, who's going to be covering lock, and then loose forward is Tristan Dolissier, the number how you're mentioning it, and the scrum is going to be Jandre van der Merwe, and then outside inside backs is going to be Justin Lambert, covering that, and outside backs is going to be Reinhard Appelgren is going to be covering Reinhard Appelgren is going to be covering outside backs. And then in a reserve there for Alberton, Brendan Schultz, Hooker, Andres Karalumpus is going to be covering the Stian Pulser. Is going to cover from the prop, and I'm going to come back with the rest of them as Alberton has decided to kick and made it a contestable, and actually a very contestable kick as well for Fascalve. Great start there for the Albertinians, the Irlander. And the reserve, the rest of reserve, Sean Porter is going to be covering lock, and Eugene Kutsia is going to be covering Lulusi. And JJ Van Sale, who's coming in for the injured scrum half, Tyler Paulson, who had a stellar game last week, is being replaced by him on the bench. Johan van der Westenberg is obviously going to be the center covering his brother, and the captain in the middle. And Mark Vervey is going to be covering outside back. That's the start, folks. A great start there for Alberton. Great to feed in the scrum as well. Great kick, great start. And certainly this is a scrum as well. It's going to be very interesting to see. Good hit there from the Albertinians. They're putting it in, trying to milk it again. Gets it out. His calf gets caught in his tracks. Good chase there from the little scrum half. Okebu is actually short of his line. Alberton have to restart, and the calf goes right. does a nice light flat pass there to the blind side of Stein. Just takes some meters, running a bit skew though, but he's still into the field. Oh no! I think someone got a hand in there in that scrum. Unfortunately, Alberton not controlling their ball at drag time. Ngube needs to clean that ball a lot quicker, but I suppose Roodepoort is not going to have everything their own at the moment. Little good steal there from Roodepoort right at the end and under pressure. Now having a chance to just dab it and kick it to the outside. Now obviously just thinking I didn't get a lot of meters, was very close to the line. And the big man Martinez Mala, the captain, just gonna running the show there in the middle. Obviously the line was very good, taken as a clicking cleaner on the contest, not there to be found by Alberton. I have to go back into defense. They're taking it up, there goes the big man, and quick to fly off. Does Gabon, no, nice keep pass. There's on the outside, I need to pick up the right wing, is actually open there. Jason Freeman. Chop and chase, does he get it back? Oh, just beaten by the touchline. Unfortunately, not. Beautiful chase, beautiful counter attack there from Roodepoort, and certainly they've come with something different today. We know they've got back, they're quite solid. For them to be spraying the ball like that as well, I think Alberton needs to be worried. It's not as physical as I expected. Maybe they're just calling a cul-de-sac there, so that's something they can think about. But a great chance here for Alberton to get himself out of trouble. If anything to go by, that was the first good scrum. But I must say it as well, the fluff is sharp today, Marchbank. He's getting things going. And obviously his man in the middle there, Quentin Engelbrecht, they're really connecting very nice. They're talking very nice to each other, him and Mostert. So they're getting the ball out. The quicker you can get the ball, the quicker the winger can get going. And the hit is going to be on there, on Roodepoort. And Roodepoort, I don't think the Lucy's are really anchored to really scrum very hard. He's interested in putting pressure. Hopefully the tight five is going to do enough damage so that they can actually get to chase. Let's see if it's going to be the case. Now Mr. Schultz, now let's reset again. Crouch, touch, set. Now need to wait for the ball. The ball comes in and skill quickly from Ngube. The hit is on. Scrum is going up. Ngube needs to get his ball out. It doesn't come up. He needs to be careful because Roodepoort is going to actually sense. They think they can take us on in front. They know the big man, Brandon Schaefer, Lisejo Mailenga, probably, and Lindo Gutla, probably the first guys who can tell Mr. Ngube, please get the ball out. Channel 1 is in. There's no reason for you to get it up because Martinez Vase, at the end of 2 Vase for Lindo Gutla, is going to scrum it. But I suppose if they're going up, it means the suspension is not working like a 4x4. The ski is scrumming a lot out of their legs. Hence, they're both going up at this point in time. Let's see if Barenstein and Bertus van Vieren and Vase are going to actually apply that pressure again. The engine rooms are well slid, well set, and obviously it's going to be very important. That channel, meneer Vase, it's a band verloor. Meneer Vase, it's a band verloor. Miskien Lindo Gutla het 'n trick op sy sleeve gehad en begin hom net 'n bietjie 'n klein trekkie gegee en hom laat gooi, and suddenly it did drop his behind, unfortunately right in front of Mr. Schultz. And then that's a get out of jail card there for Alberton. Certainly the pressure was enticing, very exciting. I'm telling guys, we got a game in our hands here. These guys are really giving it to each other today. And I think Alberton gets to throw in as well. Oh, good contest there from Roodepoort, and there's Archibald picks it up himself. He needs reinforcements, he needs support. There is support, number 8 playing scrum half. The brain does, you can see it's not a scrum half the way that ball was delivered out of a ruck. Certainly, but he did try. The Alberton gets a chance to get that ball again. I think again, just ill discipline there from Roodepoort. It was really not necessary. They stole that ball so lovely in the line out. Just need to keep their head, keep their composure. Remember, you're not going to steal everything. You got to choose your battles, and then we realize where you're strong. Try to apply much pressure as possible. Like now, the next phase that's coming, the line out seems like they're going to be a problem for Alberton today, especially that man Jared Stein is light on his feet, and Alberton guilty as charged, not kicking out on their penalty, just looking for trouble. But the left winger also wore that Budja Swart but does it up and under that goes nowhere. Alberton comes away with the goods. I think the man comes up with Leroux. They need to get that ball moving, and he's looking for a first chance. Skalberg gets him inside pass there too. Brendan Shaver gets it. Oh, nice one. Westenberg gets it up and actually beats one. He needs reinforcement. Corporal is there to support him. Skalberg gets it again. Give it to Schwab again. Brendan Shaver does take it up. Almost lost it in that ruck. Unfortunately, the ruck has been formed. That's according to Mr. Richardson Schultz there. I think Tinas Mönnerfeld had a chance of actually snatching at that ball and coming away with it. Unfortunately, Rev says the ruck has already been formed. And that Jason Botta there is going to go for touch. That's a lot of confidence there from Alberton. Going through their paces there, going through their phases. Just showing the flex in their muscle so they can mix it up with the big boys as well. And Roodepoort and getting ready for the line out. Their lineouts have been excellent so far. They've stolen 2 balls already, making Alberton's life a bit difficult when it comes to lineouts. Let's see how they're actually managing now. I think Lindo Gutierrez got catching his breath there, tying his shoelaces. And remember, the line cannot carry on if one of the main important guys are on there. Alberton have decided to go for a 5-man option here. Who gets it? JJ seems to be the target man. Unfortunately, not clean. And obviously the Gibbs is like, thank you very much, I'll take it. They're trying to hustle him, staying on his feet as much as he can. Here comes the Tiena's Miller is playing scrum off, and he actually picks and go and takes it up. Takes a few guys with him as well. You need a scrum off up on his feet. Kevin Gibbs did well. Now he needs to do in his core job. Takes it up with the big man in the middle there. Prevent help takes it up. And comes the big fellas. Oh! What a break there from the big. Oh! A slight high tackle on the number 8. It's Waldo the brain. I mean, showed a bit of pair of heels. That ball is still. Oh no! Is that a half forward pass? Oh no! The ref is not happy with that commotion over there. What a break there from the big number 8. Waldo the brain. And actually, he could have actually gone higher. Just a slight strag on the neck. High tackle. Are they going to take 3 or they're going to go touch? I think the call from outside, Brendan Machenbank is getting his orders from outside. Says, listen, we need to go on the outside. And obviously the way they line outside at the moment, the man who's going to take them there is Tian Nodia. Beautiful kick. A kick is inside the 22, right in the middle of the 22 in the try line. What a great platform. What a great line out that they have. They certainly are thinking of a drive here. The mere fact they've got a full line out. But Alberton can show them 1 or 2 things that if they've got a chance and trying to redeem themselves, they need to make sure they've got 2 pods that are going up to put a bit of pressure. No, it's actually a 5-man as well. A bit of shuffle, a bit of razzle-dazzle. The man goes back to the man in the back there. Oh, no! He's slightly caught short, unfortunately. Might have held on too long there, the big man. Oh, no. Who's that? Trying to pick up. I think Anton Gerben might have done some harm to himself as well. A beautiful take. I mean, a missed throw there from Bertus Janssen van Vieren. I think that was not intended to go where it did. But it ended up there. I think he got stragged as well, got put down. Yeah, he certainly got stragged there, and unfortunately, might have fallen awkwardly as well. Sorry, it's not him. I think it must have been Brevin Herbst. Because the man I'm talking about, Herber, is on his feet. Yeah, but they're still working on that guy. They can't quick a trick tap. I mean, Gavin Gibbs is ready to go, but he's forgetting he's got a soldier that's injured at the moment. Now they take it, but the man is still limping. I don't know if he's going to carry on for too long. But, oh, slight knock on. I think it was actually an attempted intercept there from Alberton, and not really controlled. I think it was a flat pass as well. For a big man to take a flat pass like that is sometimes very difficult. But listen, Brevin Helps is not very happy. He's limping, he's hoping to actually walk it out or run it out. But at this point in time, they really need him, especially come to this scrum, because they're feeding, and Kevin Gibbs is getting his orders from his outside back and outside back, the generals. 10 and 13, they're splitting it up. I think the left recipient on the left is Quentin Engelbrecht is landing up with the Fullback and a left wing on the other side, but they need to get a ball. And then obviously Machabank is on the right hand side, but this is a good scrum. Good strike move, 8-10. Oh, now beautiful take. The Machabank can roll. Is caught short and little Gibbs gets it up. Oh, yes. Certainly done like it should be done. I think it's the open sider that certainly gets a try. I need to just double check and confirm if it's Joe van der Westhuizen or is it Bertus van Vieren, because they've got a slight similar build. Nah, certainly the open sider. The man is just first on the board. Good take, a solid scrum there from the big man. Roodepoort certainly putting down the anchor and certainly working that shoulder. I think Machabank Brandman might have gone himself, but that was a beautiful pass. Quick recycling, quick recoiling. That helped him actually get in there. I need to double check this man. He's not giving me his number. I need to double check. I don't want to give the wrong person the try here. Yeah, I think it's the outside center that's got that try. It's the outside center that's got that try. It's a bit far. I think Dylan Mostert will forgive me if I've got you and Van der Westhuizen mixed up. No, it's certainly not mistaken. I think Joe van der Westhuizen is the man that came up with the good run around from the scrum there, like an open sider should. First to the action, first to the ball. Good and good conversion as well. The try scorer, is he gonna receive? Doesn't he give it to the man who's limping at the moment? Obviously, no, it's not him. It's the captain, and Martinez Muller takes a few steps with a nice control ball there. The big man takes it up and said, no, Brendan Stein, I'm going to take you on if you actually take me for granted. I might not be a scrummer, but I can do a pick and go proper. Waiting for Gibbs to restart and get an angle. But are they going to run it up again, or are they going to actually keep it moving? Oh, there goes the big, another one. Number one breaks it again, Waldo the Brain. Oh, he controls it very nicely, gets it going. As an open sider, Anton Herbert takes it up and makes sure doesn't create that, keep speed on the ball. Where's the scrum of number? Oh, number 8 was just late at receiving that ball, and there comes a hooker there. My Lengo keeps on going. A good turnaround. I think it's been turned over again by Roodepoort, but they were asking for a penalty, like Alberton has infringed that drag, held on for too long. Beautiful steal there from Alberton, but it was not. It was very short-lived, and then Roodepoort was back on the horse, hustling again as ever. But I'm telling you, Walter the Brain is a problem here for Alberton at the moment. They cannot stop him. He's just doing as they please. Break every time. I know that run with the man on his back looking like he's going to tag and catch and tag. Unfortunately, it doesn't hit him. As soon as that ball comes, a shift is driving. It's a big man. So it's not easy to actually control him. If you're going to go high on him, you're going to go high on your own peril. I think if anything to go by, Alberton should know that by now. Another scrum feed there for Kevin Gibbs. What is he doing this time? Does Alberton put pressure? There goes that big man again, Waldhofen. Oh, inside. Oh, no, he looked up. Dylan Mostert looked up for a second and then slightly knocked it on, and a man in front of him picked up the ball, giving a penalty away. A nice brand of play there. Brendan Machabank being innovative there. I think sometimes we know him as keeping it simple. At that point in time, I think they were too fancy and found himself, I think, might have looked up slightly, Dylan Mostert. And that's why he managed to get that ball, because he's running into the big fellas. He's running into the cul-de-sac. He was scared to be probably just get caught him. But Jason Bott has taken the ball just outside the 22 for Albertinians. The Elander, they're thinking about the move. The next move, what are they going to do now? I'm trying to pick up the numbers. I think they're going full Monty. I don't think that's an advisable move there for them concerning lineouts, because the lineout has been really well contested. But this time they make sure that Schaefer comes up with it, takes it up, he needs cleaners, and obviously they Jared Stein trying to hustle. Whereas Nguba is not in position to do his job, but he had to clean, unfortunately. But the force need to just regenerate their strength again. Nguba is looking for the option, so the force must keep on going. My Lango playing a scrum out, but he's ready to pick it. Oh, the ball is dropped, but it's kept again. Tackler was not releasing, and this is a kickable ball. Are they going to go side, or are they going to go Pala to? Even Jason Potter's pointing, Pala to. And certainly that's where they're going. I think the crowd might have given him that idea, first of all. They can't argue with the crowd. I mean, this crowd is going to be very upset considering what entertainment they got last week, putting up a fifth against the opponent Wanderers. But obviously, this is a different kettle of fish. The more points you can get, the closer you stay within in the fight, the chances you are to actually snatch the game at the end of the game. So let's see if Skalvik is going to slot this one over. It should be a formality, but obviously these guys have been jinxed before by commentators. Let me keep quiet. Easy does it. Easy does it. There's a fly off. Now we've got a scoreboard 7-3 on the board. Now obviously the man who's going to start them, Dian Nodia. What is he going to do? He goes deep just inside the 22. But they bring it back. Albertinians who got it at number 8. Sean Potgieter takes up just a few meters now. They need to exit it out. And I don't have the safety. Vaskalvik does a short pass. A beautiful take from JJ Create. Takes a few men. And obviously leaving them some of the bus. Vaskalvik, quick ball is required. Does a skip. Oh! Jason Botta just overhooked his pass. Unfortunately, the idea was good. You can see he's a man who's not used to passing frequently. And the one time he needed to do a smoother one, because he was thinking about running at the same time. He just slightly hold on with those two fingers. But that would have been ideal because that was the last defender. But like I listen, he is trying. But certainly the next one he'll probably do better, getting a high five from his teammates. He said, listen, next time, boy, no stress, the 5-man option here. Oh, now, jumping in. The ref say you're not allowed to walk in. You got to come in and line out and set and then go. The trick of walking in is actually not allowed. The line out is stable, otherwise you got too many people on the outside. You only allowed one. If not, then you're going to have a lot of scrum up because you already have a scrum up in the line out in the likes of Kevin Gibbs. Let's see this time. And obviously the ball is open at the back or thrown over. Oh, Dabi does the man open Sadale Leroux. But I don't know if he fooled a few. The tackler not rolling away. Scrum off to salvage the situation. And that's characteristics there from Bertus Yasef van Vieren. You've got such a line out. Missing your man should be considered to be criminal because I mean the jumpers are there. Just overthrowing like that is certainly opportunities gone begging. But Alberton wouldn't complain because they'll be more than happy to stay within this fight. But they think they're not kicking it out themselves again. Oh! Well taken from the right winger, Jason Freeman. With all that tension and pressure that he got, good recycling. There comes the big man there in the middle. Anton Herbert takes up a few. Now Gibbs a little kiss for his fly off. It does get him. Machabank gets. Oi! Machabank not holding on to that ball. Obviously just sneaking it in. It's inside center. Quentin Engelbrecht, I think he got the shock of his life. But it was a beautiful line though that he picked. And certainly these guys are showing me something I wasn't expecting today. I mean, at the first round, they were actually doing it physical, keeping it simple. But now certainly they're coming with some fancy moves, some tricky moves, and some of the players are actually shocked themselves. But obviously going back for that penalty contest in the air, I thought it was a fair contest. Unfortunately, when you bump into someone in the air, it's like touching me in the air. But they actually nothing bad came out of it except a penalty against Alberton. A beautiful take there from and helps looking for a driver. There's what we used to come get the big men involved, get them sorted out a bit high into that rack. Some of them need to get lower to get going, but they're still getting a few meters gone. Gibbs is like, I'm not going to wait for you. Machabank gets it. It does a skip pass. Actually a switch with an outside center on Mostert. Mostert takes up a few guys with him, actually breaks the line. Who's going to clean? Machabank is nowhere to be found. On this side, he's going to take himself Gibbs because the runners are not there to collecting. Nube's trying to steal that ball. Did he get it? We're not sure yet. The ball is in the middle. Roodepoort managed to get it right. Gibbs gets it out. Who's he going to give it to? Give it to the man injured, Herbert, and Herbert takes it up and actually gets tracked. I think there's a penalty as well. I think offside. They've been caught. I think Gibbs is really putting them under pressure at this point in time. And they're not going for 3 points. They're going to go for the full 7, and they trust their system this time. Then Alberton was doing so well, just a little indiscipline creeping in at the moment. You don't want to do that against a team that's so confident here in Roodepoort and Porta. And they're getting their runners into space, and they're running, getting some meters going as well. Things are falling into right place. Forwards are laying the nice solid platform that Bank is actually looking for the most of the time. And Gibbs can't complain much, except that sometimes he needs to think of cleaning or picking up himself. Does Panfira now get it right? A throw jump. Just miscalculated from the recipient. It's unfortunate, and Brandon Hobbs just losing that knock on. That was a brilliant throw. I think that one can't be Mr. Van Vuren's fault. The supporters might have let him down too soon. For the throw bunch is a very complex jump, because you need to throw and hope for the best, and then certainly if everyone is not doing their part, and that ball is going to get lost like this. And that was a beautiful line out. Great opportunity right in the middle. And certainly I can tell you, with a drive, they would have actually come up with a full point, full complement of 7, considering what part of the field they would have scored. But then the scrum is on. They can still try and get that ball back via a scrum. And Alberton just get it. They need a channel, need to get that ball out. And the ball is out. I think there was a bit hand. Van Schalke, great pick up there. Ball met from the inside center. Engelbrecht. But they still got the ball. Who's going to kick now? Jason Porter taking his time. Gives them a huge hoof. Just getting outside the 22. That's a great exit in a lot of consideration. They're under pressure at this point in time. I think here Mr. Van Vuren must have had a word or two with his subordinates and say, listen guys, we got to get it right. Everyone needs to be on ball. Everyone needs to be in its place. We need a maximum height to get that ball. I mean, obviously a man who's going to be in his ear probably halftime as well because of the balls he's lost. Veli Webner, a forwards coach of Roodepoort alongside with Neil Khalifa, the head coach. He's going to have a 1 or 2. The ball goes at the back again. Well taken there from Anton Gerber. Does actually give it. Set up in the middle, and then they've got 2 sides. Go back to the forwards. And it does. Bank skips one to the fullback. Tiano Dia does it. Hey! He doesn't need his support. He doesn't need his left winger. Well done there to Tian Nodia. But go open heads up rugby there from Brendan Bank, who actually had a great communication with Kevin Gibb. So listen, don't go back. Skip the forwards. And they actually created a beautiful dummy there to make sure that the forwards actually stake for the defense, and obviously the space behind. Tiano Dia exploited to the T. Skip one and damn it, and then certainly just sidestep the rest of them. And I think Roodepoort now is starting to get comfortable in their endeavor. In whatever they do, they're taking their time. The lineup was inch perfect. But suppose when that platform is laid, listen, the backs can only play when the forwards are giving him something to work with. And this point in time is looking good for Roodepoort. The scoreboard is still at 12 points with possible 2 added. Well struck. Certainly well struck there from the fullback. Tian Nodia. Converting his own try there, the fullback. Alberton now with like 14 points to 3 behind. They need to make sure that they don't fall too back from Van Schalke. Does a high restart. Well taken there from Mostert. Dylan Mostert did a good job there, and a lot of locks would have been proud of. But Gibbs is talking to them. Listen, these guys are hustling my player. Was it going to give? Yes. Gibbs actually was trying to get that penalty instead of playing any further. Tackling the man, I think it was a high tackle there on Dylan Mostert after taking that beautiful kickoff. What a beautiful kick there from Keegan Van Schalke, but well received. But Dylan Mostert and did a good job, took it up with confidence, got done with it. Is it out? Just inside the 22. Listen, that's a monstrous kick with some purchase on it. And obviously, I think next thing's going to come. The big fellas are going to come. Martinez Weiss is actually jogging to position to make sure they get ready for this lineup, because I think this lineup is going to be a situation where they need to drive. Looks like a six-man lineout, or just 5+1 with Valdo De Bruyne actually outside as a man who's going to rip and drive. The ball is going right to the back. Who gets it? That sitting uncontested and Helber. They're running with it. I think Alberton is in trouble. Oh! My goodness, Mr. Schul didn't miss that double banking situation there, which is unfortunate. I think when you let the ball go, what a mistake there, beg you, but from Brevin Hurst. He should have kept the ball with him as long as possible until the drive gets going. As soon as you give it away and the people come to bank on you, it's called double banking. Apologies to Anton Herber. I kept on calling him with a scrap camp, but it's not him, and it's Brevin Hurst who got that ball by the beautiful line out there from Bertus van Jassos and Vieren. Mr. Now, my lang was his turn, but Mr. Schultz was not ready yet. I think we need to retake that one again. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. What a terrible mistake from Alberton, and certainly Jaron Martinez Muller is not going to be asking for any second chances there. Terrible mistake in the line out there from Alberton, and the man just snatched it out like a bird snatching out his food, and with the case that he has at the moment, he just sprinted away. And certainly these guys are taking total control of this game here at the moment. I think Tenodia is going to attempt another opportunity here. That would be great. Would have a full complement of kicks so far. And the T taking a bit of time. I don't know if Mr. Schultz is starting to count already on his clock, or the clock hasn't counted yet. Oh no! That minute is come and gone thanks to the T carrier. It just got him a possible 2-pointer there. Unfortunately, it will have to remain at 19 points. I think the designated T carrier needs to be a lot earlier. And I thought the man's time was not working, his clock was not working. Yeah, folks, 1 minute is 1 minute. That's what the rules say. Or you cannot push before Panalondo Gutle is waiting perfectly for that ball. It gets met there with his opposite number. And Jared Stein, I think he had to belt him there to get him down. It was like two elephants meet. Certainly the grass suffered there. And there was a monstrous encounter between those two. And he was not going to let him go here. And a well-weighted kick there from Van Skalvik. A good chase as well. Just complements a good kick. And obviously coming up with the goods as well. Now it's very important. You can't have this possession, and every time you have this possession, you don't come up with points. Because Roodepoort, every time they come into the half of Alberton, they came up with something, a penalty. They normally chase for more. Hence it's 19 points. Beautiful take there, good support line. And obviously from the Albertinians, Jared Stein. But then Ngube comes in, and Van Skalvik gets it as he's going to go wide. Does a dummy switch popper. Corporal did it. Oh no! Westenberg actually, oh no, Ngube does very well there to just disturb one defender or wannabe defender. That's a hands in the rack, you cannot handle that. And obviously no scrum half. Skalvik has to go in and play scrum half. Who's he getting? He does it, give it to, oh! There goes my language and my Basel soul. Who are you looking for? Alberton taking their time. Skalvik is on his foot and Ngube is received a chip and chase. Who's he chasing for? Is a chase on? Oh no, I think the cover is there from the right winger. Good, beautiful job done there from the right winger. It was a solitary situation, and they can't bounce on him from Freeman. Allowed him to just everywhere zigzag and just get out of trouble. Considering the pressure he was on, he did brilliantly well to salvage the situation there. They got a line out outside the 22, which is something that they should be proud of. in making sure the defense is in order. My Langwana has got a chance of throwing in. Who's getting in now this time? No. I think the man was trying to get in front, Sean Potgieter. They're going to close the front port, so that port is closed. I need to find another one. Oh, what a hit. Oh, my goodness. I think that must have been premature there. That's a big hit from Kevin Gibbs, hitting a big man like that. My goodness. Oh, he smashed him. No. Brendan Schrapp would actually complain today. I got panel beaten by a little scrum half. And obviously, unfortunately, he got worried about the hit on his ribs. His arms was up in the air. Didn't come up with a good defensive effort there from the porter. I think they're looking to plays where Gibbs is being hustled by Ngube. Machabank is waiting for it. I think they're going to run from here. The fourth are trying to get more. The scrum half has been told to play 8-9-14. No, it's just an 8-14 here and sending the right winger Freeman down the line. But unfortunately, Jason Porter is ready. Is he going to kick? It does kick. The ball is actually not out. Wrong man to pick it up. The big number 8. Boom. Pass is full 3. Does he beat all of them? The ball is, oh no, good. Oh no. Leroux wasn't able to steal that one. And Tennyson Mara says, thank you very much. I'll go get no hands in the rack. A lot of the Albertinians on the floor here. The big men getting involved, getting hustled. Martinez Wese, I want to get into action as well. Oh no. My Lango did absolutely well there on Martinez Wese when he actually hit that ball. Maybe done one too many is Martinez Wese. The number 8 is a problem for Alberton. And this man is playing like he's not weighing anything and close by to 120, carrying his weight very well as well to the brain. He's actually been busy. He's been everywhere. The likes of Kevin Gibb are even really working very nicely. That was not interesting. A beautiful scrum there from the Roodepoort Chargers, and then giving in a right shoulder for Gibb to actually exploit the blind, and actually did well with the right wing. Unfortunately, Alberton was awake to the situation. It's a 5-man. I think Roodepoort has got 6 in the line out. They've got 6 in the line out. It's a 5-man line out. I think consider now who's got an allowance. Yeah, no. Quick take there from the number 8, but unfortunately the service was not equal to the jump and the enthusiasm in Alana John Potgieter not getting the ball to Ngube there. But thanks to the pressure from Martinez Muller, who's really been a handful in closing that front port. Now this time it gets its own ball with a bit of attention from Potgieter. Machabank gives it to the open sider there, Joe van der Vestes, and who's the stocky, very dangerous man to carry around. If you don't tackle him well, there goes the line-out stealer. The man who got the ball in the line-out gets the ball quickly. Who does it give it to? The big Gerber. Gerber takes it up, got cleaners. Machabank gets it away. He's got numbers. No! Roodepoort. They had 4-on-1 overlap, decided to skip all of them. Just get Alberton into the game there. That was not necessary. Quentin Engelbrecht needed to go through the hands. That would have been certainly a try with all the numbers that they had. But lucky for him, they were playing under pressure, thanks to the momentum that the Forts have created, putting Alberton under pressure at all costs. They mustn't take too long, and they said they're going to go for the touch. Yeah, and certainly taking control here is a fullback. Tiano Dia, does he get a meters? Oh! What a waste. What a misfortune there from Tiano Dia. Listen, the best of them does it, young men. Don't worry. We've seen some of them happen from the other side as well. I'm sure the Forts will be upset with you. Alberton decided not to go for the restart, but for a scrum instead, which I suppose is just on the 10-meter line. Which is on a 10-meter line. Crouch, touch, Engage. Oh! Good hook there from the hooker. Nguba's trying to steal that ball back. He gets it back. But I know it's not his fault, Mr. Rev. Oh no, Lindo Gutle was caught for standing up. But it was absolute great steal there from the big man. Bertus Jase van Vieren. Talking about hooking the ball on a heel extension. That's a tricky, you can see that man is coached by a former hooker who's played at the highest level. Putting the pressure, closing the gate and hooking. Now they've got a chance to repeat that one opportunity, which they do. Oh, Ngube was upset when he was willing to break the law to get that ball back because it happened right in front of him. It's like taking the candy out of a baby's mouth. And Roodepoort just walking to that position, and I don't know what's coming. It's a 5+1. Was it getting, what is it going to be, Muller? Is it going to be Herbst? Is it going to be Herber? They've got all those options. They've got two front rowers, Vase and Stein. Just be going to end the side of the thing, and then ball goes back to does go to have the beautiful take, and this time they don't make a mistake. Channel it correctly, rolling it down and making the first break. And obviously Game says, listen, you keep on cleaning it, I'm not taking that ball anymore. And pick and go is that's called there from Games, and then he could actually let his ball go. He's not interested. He said the force must keep on going, and the goal just slightly got caught high, but is still pushing it on and pushing on as an LCD. Muller just take on a few and ripping it off and recycling and reshuffling. Now Gibbs is ready to let it go. Machabank, oh no! Roodepoort might have gone to one too many and ended up losing the whole thing, which is unfortunate. I mean, that was a try begging for all money. Alberton did well in that drag situation. Somebody must have actually hustled to get away with the goods. It's a missed opportunity from Roodepoort. Would have been a nice try there indeed. Yeah, the score's going to remain 19-13. Which is unfortunate for Alberton. I'm sure the effort they're putting in this time, they take the 3 points. Oh, the try was given. Oh no, beg your pardon, it was not a penalty. A try was scored. It must have been that big man there. Tienes Muller, that's the one who wrapped it and went again. He's got a brace. And a conversion was in order as well from the fullback. Yeah, that score is going 26 points to 3. So the ref must have shown me the wrong arm. He was looking at the wrong direction. I thought it was a penalty. Apologize to Porter. Well-deserved try there. I thought the force must have messed it up. But certainly did a good job. Resuscitated. Another restart there from Van Skalkwyk, who's getting it this time. Oh, beautiful take there from Jared Stein, catching it on, and obviously good chase. We need a scrum off. And Van Skalkwyk, who comes in, and the left winger comes in, a good full skip pass, but it's too far for Corporal. Oh! Dummy one, Jason Botha. He dummies one, but he gets caught in his one. Ngube there now to catch the ball. Ngube's in Van Skalkwyk gets it. Give it to the big man, JJ. Craig takes it up, and they need cleaners. And they need a quick was. Van Skalkwyk is waiting. Who does it give? He gives it to the Giovanni Botha. And Giovanni might have been almost caught isolated. Van Skalkwyk gets a low pass. But the man occasionally comes up with the ball. Jared Stein gets a pass as well. But I think might be taken out here. I think might have been a knock-on first before he was taken out. The ref is asking him, do you want a line out or do you want a scrum? And they decide to want a scrum. And Richard Schultz gives them opportunity for a scrum. And it's halftime. And that's it, folks. At halftime, the score is 26 points to 3. And Alberton, the effort they've been put in, certainly doesn't reflect the scoreboard at the moment. And certainly the men who are doing all the work in terms of getting those points is Roodepoort. Go have your orange, go have your drinks, and we'll be back in 10 minutes. Welcome back, folks. That was halftime. It felt like 5 minutes, but who knows? Mr. Rev's watch is always right. He probably charged it last night and is getting some meters in obviously halftime, yeah? But clearly not, because the guys are out early. He's waiting and buying time, waiting for Roodepoort to have a final say there. Mr. Neil Khalifa, just a final word with his charges before getting going again. The try scorers in the first half is Tian Nodia, who scored his try, and then obviously Tiena's Mala having a brace there, just giving a couple with obviously a comfortable lead. The last one was scored by Joe. Obviously, Tiena's Mala scored a second one at the end, and obviously Joe van der Vestes and the loose forwards certainly doing a good job there on Alberton, giving him a solid 26 points at halftime. A restart there from Roodepoort, taken there by the big number 8 Potgieter. Potgieter Pascal does a winding pass to inside center, and Westernberg gets in, and obviously the fullback is considered the ball has been gone backwards from Tian Nodia. Roodepoort gets it, goes blind again, goes back to the right winger, who's been a handful. Him in the competition, Freeman and Liebenberg, have been a very interesting contest between the two. Bring it back to the forwards and give it to Anton Gerber. Gerber gets it there, and it doesn't go anywhere very fast, and those of my man helps. Does run into space, not in the face, gets a few meters there. Gibbs get it to the man who's been a problem. Ooh! Say Shop, sit down, son. Big man is running through. It's taking a few men with him as well. Pick and go does this is a Tiena's Muller gets away, the ball away from traffic, looking for the big man. The big man, nice pass there, interlock combination. Gerber and helps, showing some nice movement, and the ball is free. That should be a try. Does fullback give? Yeah, boy, he does give it to Jason Freeman. We must thank the forwards there for a brilliant job. But the man who's been a handful is Valdo the Brain. Certainly, even the front rowers, Brendan Schaefer couldn't stop him in his tracks there. Push him aside and actually get going. He's been a handful. He's been getting him a lot of forward ball. And obviously the interplay between Brevin Hurst and Anton Gerber is absolutely magnificent. And just giving that ball to the right wing under to get over, that was brilliantly done. And I'm telling you, it's a great start there from Roodepoort. I think those oranges might have hit the spot. They started like a house on fire at the moment. And then Gibbs keeps on talking, keeps on going, keep the forwards alive, keep them in the game. And they don't look tired at all, and they've been going through a whole lot of work. But suppose if you're going forward, it does make a difference. And obviously proactiveness when it comes to rack time as well. It's easy. Let's see what Tieno is going to add the two. That thing's going to look short. He might have got too much underneath it. Unfortunately, that's not going to give him that extra. The score remains 31 points to 3. Another restart them from Alberton, just outside the 20-point limit. Obviously, the ball is good for Roodepoort, bringing the forwards in again. Oh, there goes Gibbs. Does break, is the inside center. Is it outside center? Oh, my man, this man has been a handful. I think it's Dylan Mostert is certainly keeping the ball in hand, bringing that combination again, Hurts. And the Locks getting Gibbs, get it away. Oh, early tackle there. But the left winger might have gone. No! I think the ref said there might have been a slight knock on there. That almost an opportunity for Roodepoort, but keeping the ball at pace. The guys are really putting the hammer down. Gibbs is in a handful. He's not giving anyone the defense a chance here to even recover a little bit. I think Mr. Steve Brevin Herbst actually needs a bit of a breather here. Remember, he was limping earlier. He had a bit of an ankle issue that they needed to attend. Maybe he was well strapped, but it seemed like putting some ice on it as well. By the look of things, I think that injury is going to cause him not to finish the game. How the things are standing at the moment. And certainly, guys, who are looking good so far. The man has been brilliant in the line out there as Muller, but he's been busy in the open play as well. He's actually got a brace of tries. Certainly been a handful. He's making sure he gets into position to secure their own ball. And when you got those forwards, when you got a bulldozer like a Valdo de Brain, life does get a bit easier for the big men in the likes of Martinez Face, Bertus Jasovin and Barenstein. The only job they need to do now is to make sure they put their best when it comes to scrummaging. The scrum is well set, the pressure's on. They've got the right shoulder, Alberton, but I don't think that's a shoulder they want. Pascal will reset and then it does the switch and Pop gives it to the right winger who comes in short, and Botha does give early to the left winger. Jason Olsen beats one and comes back and give it to Botha. Offload, I think Botha's lost it in contact there. Good hustling from Roodepoort, and certainly an innovative move there from Alberton. Deep into the own 22, actually went right into play there. I think someone is looting a bit I think the Van Schalkwyk is fuming. No, it's not Van Schalkwyk. It's a right wing, Justin Liebenberg, who's come in and got involved. He's not happy with something, clearly wanted to make it known. And Dylan Mostert might have got a huge shove on his back. Almost reacted. But that's a good thing there from Mr. Schultz. Says, listen, not on my watch. It's not going to happen. This thing happen again. People are going to go to the pen. And it's really unnecessary. And I mean, this man is having such a great game. Oh, Dylan Mostert, he cannot afford to be taunted like that, man. Sometimes someone taunts you like that. Just show them the scoreboard, especially if yours is looking good. And certainly the guys who really cannot start a fight at this point in time is Alberton. They need to focus very hard in making sure they get some points on the board and keep that scoreboard a bit closer. I mean, they dished out a huge load of points last week, but they cannot receive this week. And just how rugby is sometimes in just 1 week. Let's see now if Alberton is going to try and channel one is there. Gibbs feeds. A right winger is going to come in and actually start again. Freeman coming at the first receiver. Or does it run around? Oh! I think that ball is missed. My goodness, Botha gets it. Doesn't have help at ball kick. Might have been a slide forward, but that ball needs to be released. Or Botha does get it. Oh no, he lost it as well. Unfortunately, I think the man getting it now is the outside center, Mostert. It does get and gives back to Gerber. I think Gerber. Oh, someone might have knocked it on in between there before it went. Just want to get the number. Now I think that obviously Mostert in the inside center corner, Engelbrecht, was not ready for that quick tip on, but very exciting stuff from two teams. They're willing to give the ball some air. Now, nice move there from the Roodepoort, who had the winger coming at first receiver and allowed the Machabank to go create a secondary attack line, which almost got away with it. I think Malin Mostert is taking some big ones here. He's gone a whole lot through a lot of work, must have got a hit in his ribs. But I think the ref is not getting it, but he's getting some TLC from his coaching staff on the side, which I think with the scrum taking forever to happen as well. I think the ref needs to be notified. I think someone is going just to get something out of his mouth. But he doesn't want to leave the field. I think he's going to have a bit of water. Mr. Schultz, I think, is still not get going. I don't know why. Austin Richardson is not telling Mr. Schultz there's a problem with the play on the outside. Neil Cliff has come closer to check what the situation is. They're going to play with one man less. At this point in time, good scrum from Alberton. Is the ball in? I think the ball is stolen. Oh, no, I think there must have been a hand in the rack. Might have been a ball in the rack in the scrum there from Roodepoort. So obviously Alberton happy with that decision that it was a good scrum from them. But now they need to get some points, get some reward, get some dividends of all that effort they've put in. Liebenberg chasing very hard to get here, the 20-year-old. I think Mr. Swayze has had enough. He's been replaced there. Mr. Weiss has been replaced by Andries van Aswegen. Oh no, it's actually replaced by Tian Muller. Alberton's got a ball. Corporal takes it up in the left side of the field, looking for Rismos. Skalvik is looking for Ngube. Skalvik gets it, gives it to his Jared Stein. Jared Stein takes it, well met by two defenders, including his opposite number 10 Muller. And as Sean is trying to do a double pump, and unfortunately Skalvik decided to take them on himself. Runs into a fullback, goes up into contact. Fullback does a good job but doesn't hold him down. But eventually someone gets hold of him and someone gets hold to the ball. I think there might have been a high tackle before Gibbs stole that ball. That was a good steal from him. Skalvik taking matters into his own hands. He's tired of working so hard and not getting points. He's really putting everything there that he can. And Jason Porter just getting to kick and obviously needs a bit of water after that run. Now certainly Gibbs is a handful. He's a man who's not shy to get involved into contact as well. It's Kewan Gibbs. Beautiful hit there from the fullback Tiano Dia, making sure he stops him on his tracks. First Skalvik in his tracks, but now I have to defend in the line out. And Muller has been instrumental. TNS Muller has been instrumental when it comes to the line out, making life difficult for Alberton. And this time again does happen. Indogutle does get it, but get tackled by Muller himself, who actually makes sure doesn't get any more meters. Ngube gets it for Skalvik. Skalvik damage switch pop. Corporal leaves the ball. Is the ball gonna go? Playing advantage. Here's a big man, the bulldozer himself, Valdo the Brain, who certainly has been a handful. He's been taking some scalps with him as well. There comes Gerber. Anton Gerber also is feeling inspired there, but his number 8 is down. Picked it. Oh, he missed the ref. He did put it down. You missed it. He certainly did a good job. I think Mr. Ref missed it. Mr. Schultz missed it. He felt like he didn't release the ball completely. He had one hand on the ball while he was getting up on his feet. Unfortunately, Anton Gerber, the idea was good. Unfortunately, Mr. Schultz was probably too far to pick it up. But listen, go back, go and try again. There's a line out coming. You've got all the resources and the manpower to try and contest. I mean, you've already done it. Turnover ball. Alberton is seeming to be slightly lacking short in confidence and get going. Did the man do some damage on his hamstring there, the big man? I'm trying to pick up what are actually sitting down. Alberton making some changes. JJ Creer is getting to leave the field. No, Creer is on. I think it might have been Jared Stein. I just need to confirm. No. Giovanni Botta. Giovanni Botta has left the field for a replacement there. Sean Botta. Full line out. Oh, terrible take. Nice taken from Gibbs. Gibbs actually thought of throwing it and result, and there was no one to catch. But reinforcements are coming. Someone to come in and to restart the social. Marchaban comes in and plays Scrum off. Does this man not? What a kick there from the big number 8, falling into pocket there to get the ball out of trouble as quickly as he could. Counteractive. Oh no. Oh my goodness, what a kick. What a mistake there from the left winger from Roodepoort. And Rico Swari miscalculated. He miscalculated what the ball bounce is going to do. Yeah, and someone is not happy. Need to just check. Someone actually kicked that ball there. But I'm trying to see. The ref was not happy. That ball must have been slightly. Oh, nice take there from Alberton, and they went to maximum for Skalvik. That's a short pass to Jared Stein, almost forward, but the ref didn't pick it up. I suppose you can get away with it. Ngube looking for support. He gets from Skalvik. Corporal down the dummy line. Westenberg does a little cheeky grabber. Oh no, falling over. No, it's not the case. And certainly holding on. Well done there to the left wing of Onsland. Brian Onsland went in and tried to steal a ball as quickly as possible. But the Red Wing, listen, Jason Freeman, he realized that I'm in trouble. I cannot let go of this ball. Was a well orchestrated kick there from Denny Westenberg. And there was some replacement there coming in there from Roodepoort. I'm trying to figure out now who's the man who's going to leave the field this time. But he needs to step aside because the play is still in play. Yeah, I think one of the locks is leaving. Is it Brevin Hubs? Or no, it's a big man, Anton Herber, who's left the field. No. Need to double check my facts. There's a big fella. I'll come back to you to see who's the big man replaced Joandre van der Jeffer. Good scrummer from Alberton, forward running for Skalvik. That's a nice sandwich line there from Jason Botha. Oh, Westenberg met ball and all, and certainly stayed on his feet as long as he could. But they need to keep their composure here, Alberton. Oh, Alberton unable to make good of that from that good scrum. I think they're going to get an advantage play from that scrum. Has been an excellent scrum. I think Roodepoort pulling out of the contest when it came to the scrum. I need to double check. Don't tell me the number 8 has left the field. He's had a stellar game. I need to just get my facts right. I'm not sure who. I think it's the number 8. Yeah, no, so it's the number 8. I think Valdo. Valdo's been replaced by the lock there. And then moves one of the guys, and obviously Joe van der West stays and is moved around to another scrum from Alberton. They need to get this one because the pressure's on. I think they're still playing at advantage. I think Roodepoort is scrumming high. Vaskalberg gets a low one. Dummy switch pop. Who does it give? The fullback gets it this time. No! Someone was not in his pose. It's the right winger, Justin Liebenberg. And Jason Botha did everything right. If the right winger just stayed in his position, he would have got an easy walk-in, which is unfortunate. I think that someone, if Alberton gets another scrum, he has a third penalty, might consider into a traumatic penalty, and which is could easily be a penalty try. If Alberton's smart, they must just have another big scrum here. I think Justin, the 20-year-old, needs to have a bit of patience. The moves have been razzle-dazzle in the middle was already done. Should have kept his width, he would have actually had a walk-in. When Jason Botha looked for him there, he was nowhere to be found. But I think the chances are good here. If Lindo Gutle can just put a hammer down again against his opposite number there. Oh, Tien Muller. Oh, la la la. Third time not so lucky, and a Roodepoort putting a number on Alberton there, putting them on their backside. Maybe they might have counted their chickens before they hatched, because at the scrum, it was probably very important here that the scrum needed to happen. And Brendan Schultz is the first man who's actually stood up there as well, who replaced Mailango earlier, and certainly making a difference. I think fell asleep at a crucial moment is Brendan Schultz, because that scrum would have been a telling one. That could have been easily being a 7-pointer, and they decided to fall asleep and give the ball back to Roodepoort, and Roodepoort would be more than happy, and certainly not also taking it lying down. They wanted to make sure if anything needs to happen on their terms. Great effort there from Roodepoort getting out of jail. Let's see now what they're going to do. Line out at the back, a tap on, and then obviously the ball has been caught by that man. Gibbs has been a handful. He's been everywhere. He's been playing as an open side at times when needs to be. He's not shying away from tackling as well. There goes the big man, Brevin Herbs taking it up. Looking it up against the outside center, is going to get it. Mostert has it in his cleaners. And then the cleaners are there. The ball needs to go quick. Nice step. I think this is the man actually getting now. Mostert. And the cleaners are on, and the Gibbs get it. Given to that man who's been busy, Tienas Muller. And certainly taking a few men is going to engine and out hands in the rack there. And then obviously the ball again, Gibbs gets it and gets to the big man. It's too upright, but luckily the ball went backwards into Bertus van Vieren. Vieren cleans up, Gibbs gets it again. And nice key pass there to the fullback. And now Nodier does a chip and chase, doesn't have enough gets. And they get the Bota waiting for it. Is he gonna run? It doesn't need reinforcements. He gets Westenberg there. Westenberg, you can kick. Westenberg does kick, and he kicks into space. There's no cover. I think there's a forward chasing. Oh, he's gonna chase at the one. Oh no, what a turn from the longer Swart. And Swart beats one, beats two. Oh no, it doesn't beat three and runs into ankles and certainly low enough to make sure that the ball doesn't get lost. Good counter rack from Alberton, but I think someone is getting held by the neck there. And then Westenberg trying to steal the ball as much as he can. Gibbs is looking for it. Ref have a nice conversation with the ref. And Gerber is waiting for the ball. And said it. Oh, nice tap on there to tennis. Mola, who's had a stellar game so far, and certainly getting involved, getting busy, is a line-out man. I think that might be offside there for a while, and that ball gets hands. It gives a man that's actually been busy. So, hey, who gets it? I'm not to get a number. And certainly the rock and a coon cleaner. Gibbs is there to clean. Oh, luckily for me, held on to the ball, and then the nice pass from Herbs. The ball needs to go. Oh, the final pass. The final pass doesn't go to hand. I need to get that number. Oh no, the flyer of Machabank. For a flyer, that would have been a bread and butter. Should have been in the basket. That final pass from the Falwag was unfortunate. But I'm telling you, these guys are busy. Joe van der Westhuizen was actively involved there. Oh, this man is leaving the field. Jared Stein has been replaced as well. So he's a little scrum half who's been a handful. He's been replaced, the little scrum half, by Jandre van der Merwe. And Eugene Kutsia is going to come on to replace Jared Stein, who's had a good game himself. And obviously this man is going to be replaced by his brothers, Danny Westenberg, who's also had enough. And Westenberg is going to be replaced by Johan Westenberg. Yeah, certainly things are happening here, folks. My goodness. Yeah, some new charges now coming from the Merwe, coming in for a little scrum off. Not much change has been actually done in the backline of the Roodepoort. Everything is working quite nicely for them here. There's a short line out. I'm trying to pick up. There's a big fella that's actually come on. Short line out. Ngube gets it with a hustling involved as well. I think John van Hefer is also in the field. A bit of a Gary Owen that actually goes back. Jason Botha gets it. He's got support there from the replacement. John was Westenberg. Ngube gets it. Van Skalvik is in possession. He's looking for players to play. Does a cross kick, but the only person is going to find. Oh, and it's full. Certainly is going to be kicked right on the 22-meter line. But I think luckily for him was playing under advantage. Mostert is left the field here, making plays for player 23, Reinhard Appelgren. Reinhard Appelgren is going to go to right wing. That gives the right winger opportunity to go cover at fullback. Jason Freeman. Now player 20 years was coming on here. Tristan Dulacia, that's him. That was taking up the ball very beautifully there. Yeah, and a couple of replacements have been coming on. Yeah, no, Jan Muller, Jandre van Hefer, Jandre van der Merwe, and Tristan Dolacia have come on. Beautiful take there from Potgieter. Beautiful kick there. Ngube gives it to Pascal gets Corporal in action, and obviously the ball might have been knocked on slightly from the replacement. Sean Porter not holding on to that little tip on that I need to hold on. Those are the opportunities that one talks about. You cannot do the hard work, but then let go of the opportunities that you have. And Roodepoort has certainly made good use of their opportunities today. But I must say the difference in terms of the first and the second half is certainly the scoreboard is much prettier. It hasn't moved, let me say, for Alberton's sake, but I'm sure the team that wants to get going. And Corporal has moved in now into 12th position. And then obviously the player 23 is coming and covered. Johan Westenberg covering on the outside center. Quick chat there between Corporal, Benny Botes and Pascal Vek. Something needs to happen, they need to put pressure. And the sun has decided to go down as well. Channel 1, there's the new replacement, John Ray van der Merwe. There goes the number, the man has been busy. Tinus Muller picks up at number 8. And he actually takes a few minutes, a very quick off the mark here, playing under advantage. There comes the replacement. They just missed that number. I think the guys were offside. Replacement, Tristan Dulessier, very busy man. I think the hook has also been replaced. Did you just pick that up? Yeah, no. Peter Janssen van Vuren is also onto the field with obviously the band on his head as easy distinguish. A short man line out, it's more like a 4+1. Let's see who's the man who's going to be a man to go to. Oh, I think Hurst just managed to strike that one, unfortunately unable to do so. Alberton turns it over. Porter again, the first receiver. Certainly the first man to come on and a replacement player. Eugene Kutsia takes it up near reinforcements. Pascal Vek is at scrum half. Who does he get? He gets Potgieter. Potgieter takes one out. Takes Herbert down. I think he can't take the second player out. I think the ball might have been turned over here. If it's not a penalty, I think Roodepoort has certainly turned it over. I think a high tackle. I think Roodepoort will feel like hard done by that. I think the first tackler, the man who's been taken out, Stephen Bravenhams, was taken out. But the secondary player might have certainly had all the rights to get that ball. Was not allowed to do so. Alberton saved the day. But I think Pascal Vek moved on at scrum half and tried to get that ball. It got cleaned out, but illegally done so. Jason Porter just getting that ball is not out. Lefting a Swart gives it back to his full replacement play. Or the right winger who's moved into fullback. Oh, Neil Khalifa making sure they don't get to throw it in quick. But also he can do that because the ball went into his box. It didn't leave his box. But certainly Justin Liebenberg moving into fullback. No, I beg your pardon. Jason Freeman moving into fullback. Oh, beautiful take there. I'm trying to pick up. Is it a policeman? He gets well met. It's actually JJ Creer. A ball, Leonard has gone piano of JJ. Obviously, Corporal comes in at the scrum half there. Gets the ball. Jason gets the ball early. Does he release? It does release Onsland there. Onsland, well met in defense there from the replacement. From replacement, Richard Appelgren. But the ball is being snatched away from Alberton here. Roodepoort is resuscitating the situation. Justin. Joandre van der Merwe gets it away, but beautiful hit on the ball. Tinus Muller there. And then I guess it goes going Van der Merwe gets it going again. Van der Merwe. Who does it get? He get Machabank. Machabank beats one. Tries to beat two. It meets two, and settling to those one are well met. A high tackle. It does get again is it's Justin Lambert who's actually. It's Justin Lambert who's actually at scrum. I beg your pardon. It's not John van der Merwe. It's Justin Lambert who's at scrum. I think that would have been a huge clash between Alberton players there, trying to make that tackle. And obviously today was Roodepoort having a chance again to get a line out and get going. I think Jason Botha might have been involved in a collision never for Skalkvik. Number 18, Stian Pulser, is also on the field for Alberton. And obviously he's not covering properly, he's covering loose forward and lock. And having those options of short line out, it's a 5-man. Lindo Gutler is going to try and go up in front there with Potgieter. And leaving JJ Cray to go up in the middle with two supporters. What is Roodepoort going to do? Beautiful take there from the big man. Brevin Hurst at the back. And obviously the force getting involved. The man who got it in the line out takes it up for next phase. The force get involved again. The ball goes to the fullback playing it fly for this pan is third, yeah. The quick pick up there from the replacement scrum half. Lambert. And obviously keeping it close. The scrum half is going to be the fullback now. Justiano there. Almost a dangerous tackle there on Gerber. But he managed to shake it off. Lambert gets it away. Beautiful pass there. He needs to offload, but unfortunately he cannot. But I think that ball might have been stolen. Does he manage to keep it Roodepoort? The ref says no hands in the ruck. I think the right winger, actually Justin Liebenberg, has got a bit of fire in the head and needs to just direct. And obviously Lambert doesn't wait for anyone. They restart, quick tap and go. And they can, I think it's going to go over. The replacement loose forward is certainly coming in with a lot of woman. Tristan Dolacia, and he certainly wants to be counted amongst the men who've been doing it at most with the forwards. And let me wait for the fullback Tiana No Davis is going to actually be able to connect that one. What worked then? Obviously the guys are putting Alberton under pressure. They're not chasing the scoreboard anymore, they're chasing themselves, trying to see they can get a bigger score. I mean, it's like just under 8 minutes in this second half. And that's certainly the first try we've had, or the second try we've had in the second half. Obviously with the right wingers going on the other side. It's been a dry spell there when it comes to try scoring. Certainly this is well weighted, well wanted as well. He missed it. I didn't want to jinx him, I didn't want to talk early, but that one did seem a bit easy. But the score remains 36-3. And Alberton needs to find something, need to find some solace somewhere. Just have something, try to cross the blue wash. Kick-off there's been gone to the man, Tiana Samela. And certainly a man who's got some pair of wheels with him in pits one. Doesn't beat two, but Skalvik doesn't complete the job in making sure the ball goes to Lambert, get it out. And obviously the Porta looking to stretch their legs at the moment, keep some speed on the ball. Gerber is waiting. The fullback Nodia comes up, boom! Comes a big man, a Braden Stein there. Certainly the man who's got an engine in himself as well. And there's another quick pass to the inside center. Dolacia is moving to centers at the inside center. Bego Partner is a bit far. Good that Engelbrecht Pick and go over the replacement hooker, Jason van Vieren. And Lambert is looking for first revive. He has actually taken up the position at fly off. Herbert does shuffle it a bit, but he gets hit. Gets hit hard, unfortunately. They are playing under advantage. I think Tian Nodia is moving to fly permanently. And certainly, I think Roodepoort are just having their way. And certainly here, guys, beautiful taker from Potgieter. But Schaefer does get it, but he gets struck by the jersey. He's staying on his feet, he's looking for the drive, but I don't think Alberton is buying it. They do shuffle it as well. Comes in there, Sean Porter just taking a few meters as well. Faskalvik is moving to scrum off. Oh, Corporal does damage one and goes himself. He needs reinforcement. Come cover here. Jason wasn't become too quickly. Fascal. Oi! Lindo Gutle, swing the ball, Herbert. Herbert does swing, the man is free. Does he have the wheels? He doesn't have the confidence. Oh, unfortunately, the replacement, Justin Reichard Applegrain. He had an opportunity to show what his feet are made of, and unfortunately, he forgot the ball somewhere in the process. Or was it a good defender from Onsland tackling the ball and not tackling the man, and managed to dislodge the ball out of his hands there? And certainly, obviously, that time of the day where you have to actually nominate man of the match. But I think I'm telling there's some names here that have come up and bloom like a bomb in my face here. Little scrum off here was actually given. Gibb was a handful. Number 8, Water. Valdo de Brain was a handful. He was a problem there for Alberton all day until he went off. But the man who took over from him as well as Tienus Miller, who's been instrumental in the run-outs, and fun enough towards the end of the game, when it opens up, he also started to show his caliber of ball-carrying abilities as well. But I think man of the match here, by majority vote, will definitely go to Valdo the Brain, who's going to be the man of the match as Lindo Gutle decides to leave the field, and that's problems start to happen there for Alberton as well, because the scrum started going on skids immediately as he leaves the field. I think the shop, Brendan Schaefer, has moved on to the right-hand side. And over the replacement, Andreas Karakalalumpus certainly is coming in and walked in backwards. So certainly, here the men who are actually strolling in their strides. Here's a big man from Roodepoort who's come to collect, and they've come to collect in a big way. So let's see what option they take. It's a 5+1. Usually that's come to the draft. Just Tristan Dulcia is waiting somewhere, but that is a terrible jump. Obviously the hooker might not be happy with that one. Peter Fanyasan Firen will be fuming. Oh my goodness. When it rains, it pours for Alberton. Nothing seems to be working at the moment. Everything is falling apart. Bit by bit. I think the guys are not complaining much about it. It's like a Roodepoort. I think the spectators, the locals, have decided to venture into having a war cry, and enjoy himself in the process, because the home team is not going to bring the bacon home today, but certainly they might as well enjoy themselves while they're at it. Why not? The rugby's been good. It's been fascinating. The man to feed, there's a little scrum off. Justin Lambert wearing jersey 22. Yeah, and I think certainly the man in fly for Tiano Deer, obviously with the fly from the left hand side, playing at center at this point in time. Is Macha Bank has moved into inside center. Well, outside center, where actually and Quentin Elbrecht is first receiver on the other side with the right wing and the replacement, Reinhard Appelgren. So they can split it. They can 8, 9, 14 using those other ones on the other side to exploit the blind, which is a great thing. But this is dependent on the scrum. What kind of scrum do they get from here? Barenstein has been a handful. He's been good. He's been busy. He's been doing his work. And certainly is going to look and actually going around them. A scrum, I think the right shoulder is not coming. But then they've got an opportunity. Hey, early tackle there, could be a penalty. Or could take there from the little scrum off. It's been Justin Lambert. It's been a scrappy affair. He should have been closer to that scrum. He might have picked it up, but Tiano Dia gives it. Oh, nice pass. Oh, it does. Oh, nice goose. Oh, a late tackle there as well. The ref says no. Play on. He calling a mark out of the 22 is Mark Vervey, and certainly invited some trouble. Trouble did he get, but he managed to get 20 meters. A shop gets it and gives it to the ref. Oh no, my goodness, what a kick. What, I don't know why he kicked. They tried to chip and chase, but unfortunately the left wing Enrico Swart managed to stop it. Folks, that would be the end of the game, with the final score being 36-3. Well done to Roodepoort. Certainly came to work, and the work did they do, and certainly came up with the goods, came to collect from Alberton. And from me, myself, Lawrence Sepaka, until we meet again, have a wonderful day.